Alright guys, let's go. Next best of 5 in the in-house league. Group B is what we're looking at now. Team QuackNiix against Team Lauber. For the QuackNiix boys, it is actually the second match that they play. For Lauber's team, on the other hand, this is the first match. Now, again, the in-house league is very different from the in-house matches that you might have seen on my Twitch and on my YouTube. Because in the in-house league, we had captains that were nominated and then voted for, and all 6 captains then went to the players and just simply started to draw their team. So they started to pick players, and these teams will be consistent until the end of the tournament. It's 6 teams in total, split into 2 groups, Group A and Group B, and we have a playoff tournament set up with it as well. And it's actually pretty awesome because the prize pool for all of this is pretty high right now. We're, I think, at $2,200. The players chipped in some money themselves. Every single player playing in this had to contribute, I think it's $17, so that they would take the whole thing serious, that nobody would just simply drop out or all of a sudden didn't have time or anything. So that there's, you know, there's something at stake. And the community has also chipped in to enlarge the prize pool even more. Teams have been scrimming for all of this. So it's actually pretty epic. And we have a lot of best of 5 matches coming through with it. Right now we are on the last day before patch 50 is coming in. So this is still on 49.4. And it should be an interesting one. Team QuackNiix has, in their first best of 5, they had a lot of success with strategies that were focusing more so on the macro, which is kind of what you expect from QuackNix's team in particular, since he is, of course, the former shot caller of Team Fnatic. But when it came to the team fight setup, they were struggling a bit and definitely had problems against Makka's team. Now that we are heading into the first map Towers of Doom here in this best of 5, we have, first of all, Zul and Zeratul both banned out. I mean, the Zeratul ban against Tai. Tai using the account Sammy over there, just in case that you weren't aware of that. Honestly, the guy has more Smurf accounts than I have boxer shorts. It's kind of insane. So, yeah, he has way too many. So, Sammy is actually Tai. That's why Zeratul gets banned. And we also now have Abyssal banned. Zarya gets banned. I mean, she is high up in the European meta now. If you don't see her banned, oftentimes you will see her picked. Rhaegar, thanks to the buff to Bloodlust, is also super popular right now. We got Dino in-game, Lauber as well, and Gulnar. And yeah, Dino, of course, another reason why you would ban Zeratul out. So you have 2 Zeratul players on the red team. So it's not only that Tai is sitting there, but you got a little bit more that can contribute. Ooh, the ban! Yeah, they forgot about the 3rd ban. Wah, wah. Yeah, that's kind of unfortunate. Okay. Noob drafter detected. Look at Mr. Lauber over here. Direct report. AFK in the middle of the draft. Unbelievable. Seriously. Einmal mit Profis. Oh, what a sad situation. So, the wave clear comes in. Here's the wave clear. Right now we have Jana and we have Leo. Yeah, both of them are in, and that's a really good front. There's a lot of wave clear now too. And what are we going to get for Team Lauber? Come on, Captain. Let's draft something over here. He has his ETC. They have Jimmy. They got Lucio too. But what are we going to get for the offlane? That's the first question. Someone has to play against Leo. Who's it going to be? Are we going to see some kind of Malthael setup? Yes, we do. And we have Chromie for the damage. And Swamgrotta, last but not least in this first game. What we're going to get from him? Still need someone that can chip a little bit more damage in. Played a lot of melees, by the way, too. His Junkrat that he oftentimes played has been banned by them. He played Alarak, Zarya for his teams quite a lot. I mean, Swamgrotta honestly has a pretty big hero pool, but he has a couple of heroes that he definitely specializes on, for sure. But here comes the last pick, and it is Jana. Jana is in. Tons of burst damage now, especially follow-up situations after an entomb. And with that, we're gonna go straight into game number 1. Group B, ladies and gentlemen, here at the in-house tournament. Let's see if Team Lauber is successful in their first best of 5 appearance in this tournament. Game number 1, Towers of Doom. QuackNiix against Lauber. The teams are ready. On the left side in blue, we have Swamgrotta on Jana, Yasu on Rhaegar with QuackNiix on Greymane, Skokka on Johanna, and in addition to that, Abla on Leoric. So, towards the right, Team Lauber, the first time that they make their appearance over here. Lauber on ETC, Tai on Malthael, Tobos on Chromie, Dino on Reyna, and Gulnar on Lucio. Well, and as mentioned before, guys, if you're actually watching this on YouTube right now, then keep in mind that you can also upvote this whole thing Definitely helps to support the channel here a little bit. And of course, check out the Patreon if you want to support my work at patreon.com/Khaldor. Would be very much appreciated. Have a look over there. And with that, we go straight up into our first game. Also, if you want to catch the live stream at some point, always assuming you watch this on YouTube right now and not on Twitch, then you can go to khaldor.tv, where you will find quite a lot of matches scheduled, usually a couple of days in advance. There's a lot of these tournaments are popping up last minute, a lot of these matches. And if you want to catch a live stream, that's the best way to go about it. And also there's, of course, additional news about what's happening around the stream and here in Spain just in general. So, as the game continues on our first map here, Towers of Doom, we have Exterminator taken as a level 1 talent again for good old Jimmy. Ooh, Malthael at the top, actually, gets obliterated. So Malthael is already down. Bot side in the meantime, Chromie is trying to get some stacks together for her level 1. Hasn't hit a single one yet, by the way. Turbos is still firing away, but still on 0. I think we're going to stay with him for a little bit more and see when he's going to get the first hit connected. Lauber is sliding out as he was observing what's happening on the left side. 1 minute into all of this. We currently see the teams going both for their camp. Still on 0, by the way. Yeah, 1 minute and 30 in. Turbos, come on. No, still on 0. Yeah, it continues. I'm not quite sure. Ah, there we go. All right, the hit connects finally. Okay. Don't drink and play heroes. Nah, I'm just kidding. Do whatever you want. Right now, you can't tell me what to do. Okay, so the first pumpkin's already taken down. Red team is trying to push this a bit more aggressively. Look at Grayman in the mid lane, though. He's certainly sitting there on the minimap, and well, Malthael makes the rotation, but Jimmy is down. Yeah, Jimmy dead, and that is the second kill, actually, for Team QuackNiix. Yeah, they're actually starting off well here. Again, the teams have been scrimming, and Quark has actually earlier already complained a little bit in one of the chats, because as the team started to go for the bans, Sky Temple was banned out against them. And I'm not quite sure if he was just memeing or if he was serious, but he was immediately saying, like, wait a second, who has leaked? So already suggesting that they have a special strategy for Sky Temple. Didn't come to that, though. But yeah, Sky was banned out. Maybe we're going to see it at some point during the tournament. But as teams have been scrimming quite a bit, will make for some interesting plays, especially when you have someone like QuackNiix, who with a good draft or some decent shot calling is going to be able to win a map or two. Now we have also the Feral Heart after Wolfron. Not really the Rhaegar build that I expected here, but, well, here we go. Also, level 7 talent is in for Chromie. Went straight again into a proper greeting. And now here at the top. Yeah, top left, top right, as usual, the exchange and bell towers. In the meantime, the fight is centering around the middle of the map instead, where they are currently attempting to go for the third one. Pretty much what you would expect, honestly. I mean, this is literally the setup that we see in, I would say, nearly every game on Towers of Doom, unless you have a huge difference in the skill gap, or you have an Abathur draft or something. But the red team walks away with the second altar, so that's 34. Again, 32 against 36 points now. The rotation towards the top as the attack hits the wall. But yeah, everybody's just like dancing around for now. It's not really big commitments that we have yet. Usually that happens after the first objective has already been fought over. One of the team oftentimes yields. And now it's just simply about who gets ahead for objective number 2. With 2 kills against 0, QuackNiix's team is already looking kind of okay. But this is just pretty much the setup. And we have the aggressive invade now. Now that the chems are back, they're actually starting to go for the invade. So far so good. And they steal it away. So yeah, they get the quick steal in. So that's already pretty neat. And we have at the same time Greymane trying to take it down. The rotation was already underway. On the right side, there's still a camp to be taken. The pumpkins could be claimed by either one. Lauber and his boys haven't really made the play yet. Up at the top, Malthael is still fighting it out with Leoric and actually pushes him back here. Greymane is also a little bit of trouble in the middle and gets taken down. At the bot lane, we nearly saw a go for Chromie, but she survived. But now with Greymane eliminated, the rest of the team rotated in to see if they can maybe get a counter kill. They're trying to make the play for ETC. Yeah, can't really do anything here just yet. But here we go. I mean, the camp down here is now taken, so that brings us straight into a setup where we can see the pumpkins coming through the map. It's a double altar that's spawning, so theoretically we could see an exchange, but given that both of the teams are still waiting for level 10, it's kind of highly likely. And again, if you get both here, that would be ideal. If Team Lauber, for example, is able to lock in both, and they would already take a significant lead on the hit points on the core. Yeah, Chromie, of course, is fantastic for the interrupts now. I mean, she's really, really good for the interrupt setup in this situation. Again, the attack against Gok over here. So far, so close. Down here, slight interrupt. Okay, and that's the first few shots fired. And Lauber and his boys get the one in the middle. So it's the exchange that we kind of expected. Normally around level 10, once that the heroic abilities are in, that's when the entire dynamic shifts. Big hits now against Jojo. Fully isolated. No chance for her to get out of this one. And that brings us to 2 kills against 2. So the initial lead that we had on the kill count for the team in blue is gone. And with level 10 abilities, we get, as expected, Bloodlust. I mean, ever since its buff, has been one of the dominant talents over here. Plus, also, the shifting sands, slowing sands. So, that's actually kind of neat, because we don't see that a whole lot. But for zoning purposes, that's definitely a great talent to have in your arsenal. Okay, last rites, plus the shield bubble. Sound barrier over here. There's the blessed shield already coming out. They're trying to go for the kill. Bloodlust and the Entomb. Dance party. 3 caught as ETC makes them party harder. But he goes down. Rega has fallen too, though. So it's an actually nice trade, considering that the initial setup was made by Team QuackNiix in an attempt to chase them down on the lane here. With a good Entomb setup, the Bloodlust used too. But ETC's Mosh Pit definitely helped to get the counter kill here. So 3 kills against 3 kills. And a super aggressive setup, and bam, the kill, as we have Ty coming in with Malthael getting the first stack for his last rides. Yeah, so far so good. Chromie at the bottom of the map. He's in trouble, he's dead. I mean, he got a stack, right? So he got a stack, so there's that. They're trying to make the play for Quark, and the duck goes down. It would have been great if he gets the kill. But the duck didn't go Quark, but instead it went down and dirty. Now, Blessed Shield again, and Tomb follow-up. They're trying to get the kill, and they're gonna get Lulba. Yes! Lulba is down, and Khaldor still gets the channel. So that brings us to 24 points against 32. Now, usually the map really gets exciting when we have bell towers taken. It's normally, of course, the bot lane control that you're really focused on. Bot lane is what we most of the time see the teams making their plays on. But yeah, let's have a bit of a look what's happening over towards the middle. I mean, Dino is getting the experience over here. It's now 12 versus 12, 5 versus 5 kills. It's actually pretty close. I mean, outside of the 8-point lead that we have over here, it's actually pretty close right now. Let's see if we can do a little bit more with this. I mean, already our little setup here, as the bot lane is getting pushed even harder now. Maybe the opportunity to make a play there. The Leo setup is actually something I really like. I mean, they did that a few times now already, where they just simply went in with everything they had and just said, okay guys, let's go. Blessed Shield, bam. Entomb follow-up of Leoric, and then the damage output. I mean, they have the burst damage of Jana. If they use Bloodlust, they can get Greymane into the picture. So I like these setups a lot that they are currently trying to throw out there. They're actually really, really nice. But the main question is still, can they from one of these fights capitalize enough that they can get some momentum behind it? And so for the answer was no. Because, again, they got the kills, but they always lose a hero in the process, and that's pretty much them trading heroic abilities and kills with the opponent, and it doesn't give them the momentum that you want. But if they ever get that momentum, then having Greymane on structures is of course going to be great for them, and might be an opportunity to just simply get them another bell tower and an advantage here. So it should be an exchange, top left, top right. Yeah, they're going to go for the interrupt over here against Yasuo. Okay, Lucio's already channeled it through, so there's that. Yeah, but over here, Lauber will have to be careful. And again, the setup is there. The setup is there. Where's the slow? There it is. And that's a kill. Lauber a bit too aggressive, and he gets punished right away for it. And now they're moving for boss. The Quack calls are there immediately. QuackNiix with the call. Let's go, boss boys. Nobody hesitates. And that is easily another 4 shots fired. Now, there is a reaction, of course. 20 against 24 now, but there is a reaction. Bot lane has been pressured. As Team Lauber just sits there and says, okay, we can't do anything at the top, we can't really defend the boss in any meaningful way, so instead let's just go for it and push the bottom. Interesting is also that we actually now see tidal waves taken. It's a bit of an interesting setup, because now that we don't see ancestral healing all that often anymore, you have as an option tidal waves on level 13. Previously, one of the main reasons why you would go for the earth shield is so that you can play around the delay on ancestral healing and can get the shield through first, then go for the ancestral healing and pretty much ensure that you will get the ult through onto the target. But now tidal waves gets picked instead. Again, the same setup. The sound barrier is great, and even with a mosh pit, it's not enough. Lauber gets absolutely abused in this game right now. I mean, totally murdered here. Another kill against Tai. Rhaegar barely survived. The three that we see are still trying to get a counter kill. Have to be very careful though. There's 5 heroes against them now, but it's a triple altar phase that's coming up, so that makes this incredibly dangerous. Especially since level 16 talents are now in. But it's a little bit insane. I mean, these calls are just absolute... These are snap kills. Blessed shield, bam, and the follow-up. Time and time again. I mean, every single time you see this right now. Blessed shield, follow-up with the Entomb, and then the damage is there. So it's a full-on sniper combo where they eliminate a target as quickly as they can. Yeah, that's now 8 shots fired towards the red team's core, and all of a sudden, we have them even in points on the core, but a lead experience still for the blue team. Okay, so 8 against 5. And let's have a bit of a look of what's happening on Greymane 16. And also, what's gonna happen with the next engage, because Blessed Shield is back up. And, yeah, careful! Lulcio needs to be really careful. Yeah, Blessed Shield is out, but this time they screwed it up a little bit. Yeah, there wasn't enough of a follow-up. They didn't see ETC there either, so they didn't know that he was around. So that's a bit unfortunate. Now they have to wait for the cooldown to come back up before they can make a play here. Yep. And let's go. Botlane got a little bit attacked. Leo is now making his way over too. But that's the cooldown that they still have to wait for. I mean, it's not a problem since the objective isn't up. But yeah, let's see. Skog had great setups for the team. 4 deaths, by the way, on the cow. Yeah. Lauber has to be careful. If he gets too mad in this game, he might get mad cow disease. But yeah. So 30,000 damage for Chromie, 27 for Mrs. Frost. And still Johanna sitting at the side here. Yeah, and there it is. Single altar. That's the one to go for. Come on, boys. Come on. Camp. Problem is they waited a little bit long with this. I mean, they don't get invaded, so that's fine. He's anchoring the play also on the side, so that's at least good. But now that the altar is up, Leo will rotate in, and then it's time for the same combo again that we now observed a couple of times already. Okay, come on. Abla is coming in. Where's the Blessed Shield? Is he gonna go for the Entomb first? Yeah, a little bit of Scout Dragon's Breath there, trying to fire away. Yeah, there he is, there he is. Blessed Shield could come in, but Chromie is isolating them with the sands. And the shots have been fired. They don't go for the the Entomb! Entomb is in. Could maybe even throw the Blessed Shield out if they have to. Jimmy is already down here at the bottom, and they might go for more. Still Blessed Shield. There it is. Blessed Shield is in, and they try to get the kill, but a nice reaction from Lucio as he immediately goes for the sound barrier. Lucio is the one who has to destroy these fights. Great move here. Gets the Iron Skin out just in time to deny the second stack for Tai. Party time against the dog. The dog is dancing, but the interrupt, and Lauber goes down. I mean, what were they thinking? Playing a cow against 2 wolves. The result was inevitable. So Lauber is at this point just dog meat. That's another wall destroyed. 11 kills against 5, and you gotta really appreciate what we're seeing from Team QuackNiix now. They very much so struggled against Team Akka when it came to team fights, but all of a sudden this is very different. They go in, they make their snap decisions, snap targets, bam, go for the kill, take them down one after another, and that is a huge problem. Sound barriers are actually starting to deny a lot of the setups that they have, but it's nowhere near enough to turn the tides of the battle. And now we have level 20 against level 17. That's, I mean, the 3-level lead at this point. So they're looking fantastic here. Those scrims definitely paying off for all these guys. But yeah, bot lane. 5 bell towers against 3 now, of course. Malthael is going to be back in just a second. Aspect of death. Dying a lot. Am I dead? At this point, he's the aspect of dying a lot. That's the only thing that we're seeing here. One single stack, and that one was actually worked for, I mean, he worked for that first stack. Did really well, but now we're 15 minutes in, he didn't get the second. 4 deaths on Malthael, 5 on ETC. Channel is in, and instead the play at the top. I like that too. Can't go for the altar, go for the boss. 4 shots against 4 shots. 7 against 12 now. Nobody was guarding the top side. If they can get Greymane into the middle, maybe a chance. They're going for the pumpkins instead. Trying to make the play for the pumpkins right now. And take it from there. Alright, it is pumpkin time, baby. This is always the moment where you can still turn the game around. I mean, this is the comeback map, right? It's the map where you can always come back if you just get a little bit more control than your opponent. You take a team fight, you go for the comeback, and you take it from there. And that's still possible. That is still a possibility. But Quark and his boys are far ahead right now. They're really, really far ahead, and they have a good chance of making this work. If they just can get a little bit more momentum throughout all of this. I mean, right now, still a little bit hesitant over here. Still trying to defend the bottom bell tower. It's the most important thing for the time being. Defend this as long as you can. Hold on to it. Keep the 5 versus 3 advantage on bell towers as you're heading into the next potential fight. And play around the level 20. Buried alive, blessed shield, and bam! ETC is dead again. They are farming that cow. They want their burgers, and they're gonna get those burgers. The carnivores on the side of Team QuackNiix are moving in. That duck eats meat, baby. And also, they have another lockdown. I mean, Numbing Blast, we saw it in action now multiple times, but that root locks the target in even more. So by now, 5 points on the core against 12, which pretty much means 1 more shot, 1 more altar, and they get the perfect setup for this. This is a 5 versus 4 right now that the red team is fighting. They're desperate. They're absolutely desperate. And Malthael, Sound Barrier keeps him alive. He goes in again, and he might get the kill. No! There it is. The aspect of death gets deaded again. Greymane at least is down, so they got a counter kill. Skork! The indestructible Chromie is dead. So is Jimmy. And Gulnar is on the run. And yeah, he's not going to get out of this one. There's no way for him to get out of this one. Malthael is there. Blessed Shield comes through. Gulnar, well, he can actually run away if he wants to, but they have to fight for this one. And there's the kill against Malthael. Lulcio is lulling around a little bit longer, but the end is inevitable. That's 5 shots that are going to be fired. Ladies and gentlemen, Team QuackNiix, they do it again. They took the lead against Team Akka, and now they take the lead against Team Lauber. With a victory on Towers of Doom. GG, and well played. Cursed Hollow, game number 2. QuackNiix in the lead, again. And when I say again, I mean compared to the previous best of 5 that they played, which was yesterday, day before. Don't really remember, honestly, but yeah, they were ahead against Team Akka too. Question is simply, can they keep that up? Can they maintain that level? But I gotta say, the calls that they made were incredibly crisp once again. So it was actually pretty sweet, because what they did the entire time was just simply execute their kill combo time and time again against the frontline targets. And you could see that Team Lauber actually tried to adapt to that as much as they could. Specifically Lucio, with those sound barriers, was very much so on point towards the later stages of the game, but they just couldn't make it happen. Now that we're on Cursed Hollow, this is of course, I mean, this is Quark Paradise right there. You have 2 bosses, you have the tributes, there's a lot of shot calling that you can get away with here. And also Globus reigns supreme, so from Quark's perspective, this should be pretty good for him as a map. Abatha gets banned, so does Zul, so that hasn't changed. And let's see, Rhaegar is already locked in, so that's good too. And let's have a little bit of a look over to that next ban here. I'm really curious what Quark is going to draft here. This is the first time that we see Cursed Hollow played by him with this team. And they have been screaming, as have all the other teams here, as I now mentioned several times. Zeratul gets banned. Again, doesn't shock. You have Tai and you have Dino on the other side. but the question really just remains, okay, what do they pick for this one? Jimmy as a first pick. 2 bosses on the map. Exterminator allows you to take them down very, very quickly, so that's actually really, really good for them. And let's see. The one thing, by the way, that I want to also point out, I've done it in previous matches, but I want to do it again. If you guys were asking yourselves, hey, what's stopping one of the captains to just like redraft the team that he usually plays with? Lauber's fan club, washed up. Well, there is a limit. So from the beginning, when the players set all of this up, they agreed that the maximum amount of players that you're allowed to have from an existing team is 3. So we have this on Team Akka's side, for example. But just in case that you're wondering why nobody did that so far. Okay, so Reyna's in. We have Li Ming as well with Anna. That's already a scary setup. You have Jimmy for pressure against the bosses, in particular with Exterminator. And you have a nano-boosted Li Ming. That's actually pretty nuts what we have as the damage output over here. So now that we have ETC and Greymane on the other side, you can already tell that they have the option to maybe with ETC even go into stage dive as Quark wants to. He's on Greymane again. And let's see. Okay, there's the Sonya ban. And Medivh gets banned too. Yeah. Swamkota and Medivh would actually have been really nice. Leyline into a mosh pit, for example, would have been great. Around the bosses, it would have been awesome too. Now he can still go into, I mean, even Junkrat if he wants to, honestly. Still, of course, have opportunities to go into Zarya plays if they want to do that. But it's time for maybe some globals. But again, ETC stage dive is still a thing if you want to play it that way. No Tyrael yet either. There we go. There's Tyrael, which means ETC is on the side lane. And Kharazim played by Yasuo. Okay, it becomes interesting here. And we're missing the last and final hero. So, there we go. Let's have a look. Last 2 picks, come on. What do we get for Team Lauber? Come on, boys. Mal'Ganis for Lauber. Ah, the Space Goat. Nice. Space Goat is in. Okay. And for Swamkota, last but not least, game number 2 is about to start. What are we going to get for him? It's actually really important for Team QuackNiix that they win this series, because if they don't, then no matter what happens between the other 2 teams, they would take the number 3 spot in the group. And again, it would be 3rd place out of 3, so not really the seeding that you want to go into the playoffs with. The last pick for Swamkota, it is Jana. Jana coming in. Lady of Frost once again. Okay, let's get this party started. Cursed Hollow, ladies and gentlemen. Game number 2 in the best of 5. Game number 2. Team QuackNiix against Team Lauber. And the Duck is in the lead. On the left side, Swamkota on Jana. For the blue team, we have Skog on ETC. Currently looking at QuackNiix on Greymane, Yasuo on Kharazim, and Abla on Tyrael. Towards the right side of the map, Team Lauber with Tobos on Li Ming, Tai with his alternate account Sammy plays Urel. We have Lauber on Mal'Ganis, Dino on Jimmy, and Galnigulnar on Anna. Alright, so let's go. First of all, Exterminator again is a level 1 choice for Jimmy. Again, you still see Ace in the hole sometimes taken. It depends a bit on the setup that you're running with, but also highly dependent on the map. The standard talent on most maps by now is Exterminator, since Ace in the hole got, of course, nerfed. But after the buff to Exterminator, they didn't nerf it in any of the following patches. So it's an incredible talent right now, especially when there's bosses on the map or anything else. Like, for example, the objective that you want to attack directly. Big question will be, what is happening around ETC? If we get stage dive over the mosh pit, then that's an early kill against the cow. All right. Yeah, but if we get stage dive over the mosh pit, which is a possibility, but we'll see, then you have a global aspect to your game that could be used by Quark on the shot calling side. And Quark himself on the pleb horse, already up at the top, trying to pressure Urel maybe a little bit. Was a good start so far with the initial kill for Team Lauber. They obviously have other plans than being taken apart here by the blue team. For them, it's the first game in this league. And off we go. It's not really a league, it's more so like a tournament, right? It's more so a tournament thing. They call it the Inhouse League, but if we're honest about it, it's more like a small tournament with 6 teams. And a pretty fun one too. I mean, it's kind of cool to see them with these players. And also, it requires a completely different skill from you too, outside of course, the mechanical skills, to just be able to to just act like a group within just, I say, a week of preparing in scrims and getting ready for your game. So it's a little bit awesome to just see that, especially since a lot of these players have to play on an off role. They are not playing their main role. We have teams that have not a single support player on their side. Other teams have 2 support players. X-Ray, for example, for Team Hazu has to jump onto the main tank role, but he actually does a fantastic job, I might add. Reyna is now dead, as we have Greymane coming in, so it's a kill for a kill. Really good setup again. Very agile here on the control on those kills. Dominance as a level 4 talent for Li Ming, so this time we don't see the level 4 orb talent for her. And, well, let's go. Top side. Jana, Blondie, goes up against the Space Goat. And over here, yeah, that is going to result in a little bit of damage to the wall. They're not going to break through the thing, but every bit of damage at the start counts. Okay, Azu's coming in too. Good push. And Karazim gets out. They have the mobility. You can say whatever you want, but they definitely have the mobility here. And of course, given that we have with Tyrael now also Sanctification as an option for them, that's a very powerful tool if you're fighting over bosses. So they have quite a lot of that. They have the shields. They have the seven-sided strike on the spot, assuming they go for that. They have also ETC. And Jana has a lot of good control over any kind of boss fight, more so than what we're seeing from Team Lauber. When it comes to boss control, they have a lot more. They might not have the same amount of clear. Well, actually, with Greymane and Worgen form, just might too. There's the sleep dart and the interrupt from Jana. Yeah, with Tyrael actually asleep on the wheel here. That was definitely needed, or they would have gotten this one in for free. Okay. Skok is already riding around over here. They're trying to come in. And where's the slide? No, Li Ming gets out. They're trying to zone this out. And not taken yet. Greymane and Urel are both at the bottom of the map. Jimmy's starting to slowly move in after taking an additional wave. Both of the teams about to hit level 7. There it is. And both of the teams still fighting for tribute number 1. Calamity is now in. That's the big power spike for Li Ming. Huge power spike for her. In addition to that, of course, the swift retribution. Over here, hammer on for ETC. And Dino gets it. I don't think they're going to interrupt here again. Skok is not going to slide in for this. It's just not happening. If he uses the power slide there, he's just dead. He might be able to get the interrupt for a few seconds, but he would have died. So instead, we get the first tribute for Team Lauber. And QuackNiix at the bottom of the map is now doing his thing against Urel. It's just like soaking the experience, being safe here, not forcing anything early on. And we have a slight lead in experience for them now too. Nothing insane. But, okay. Top side. That's where we currently have Swampgrotta and Abla. Get a little bit of help. Mal'Ganis. And can they get a kill here? Maybe. Oh, the counter kill instead. Oh, feels bad, man. It was a good setup, but Mal'Ganis gets out. Yeah, they farmed Lauber in game number 1, but in game number 2, different start, for sure. Dino and his Sir William. And here we go. This is where you immediately have the value out of Exterminator. So they are burning this one down very quickly. And look at the bottom of the map. There is nothing happening over here. Nothing. They don't know what's going on just yet. I think at this point they're probably assuming, but it's too late to make the play at the bottom of the map. Greymane has sniffed this out for just a second, but the rotation towards the top is just too late. So that's a freebie boss that they just snuck in, and that's great timing. This is fantastic timing for them. It just coincides with the tribute. It coincides with the tribute. It will allow them to go for it pretty easily, or at least they should be able to. Yeah, but not if Urel doesn't rotate. No, Swampgrotta gets it. Instead, they're pushing with it now, I guess. Could have been done a little bit better to at least get access to the objective, because the blue team will have to react to the boss eventually. There's the level 10 abilities now too. And yeah, they're not forcing it too hard, but the root on ETC nearly led to him falling. It was a nice setup for Li Ming to get the combo in. And it's a trap! Yeah, nano boost! An insta-kill! Nicely done. Nano boost on Tobos. And they get the kill against ETC. Seven-sided is now in. And of course the question still has to be answered what ETC picks. I would love stage dive, but I'm expecting more and more that we're going to get mosh pit, despite the fact that, yes, despite the fact that we have Li Ming on the other side. Yeah, I don't really think that they have the stage dive coordination here, not that they would be able to get the value out of it. So it is mosh pit, indeed. have to play, of course, around Li Ming heavily with this. But it would have been pretty awesome if they would have gone for it. So, okay. Over here, we have QuackNiix and Yazoo going for the camp. Siege Giants have been taken at the bottom of the map. Over here, the next attack now too, with the camp, has pushed through the wall already. One tribute against the tribute, and Mal'Ganis is in trouble, but it seems like he can get out there. Sanctification is in. Mosh Pit is completely outside of any kind of hero range. Gets interrupted too, to add more insult to injury, but they might still get Li Ming, and indeed they do, and they're pushing it further against Jimmy. Double kill against the backline. The damage dealers are all of a sudden gone. 3 kills against 3. And that backfired quickly. I mean, this started with a sanctification that you can argue might not have even been necessary here, with Mosh Pit in empty space, and then they still got access to the backline and got a double kill out of it. So, pretty explosive play. Nearly backfired, but they got it. So, well done. They were probably so intimidated by the zoning Mosh Pit, you know, that they didn't really want to go for it. Anyways, now that we have the mid lane push going strong, that's also gonna yield another fountain. Every single fountain you take down is always a... Ooh, nice. Actually, did they save it? Oh, they did. Nice. Good job by Li Ming. Using the wave of force here to push the minions away. A little bit late, that rotation onto the boss. I'm not quite sure if they should have really gone for that now. If they would have made that play immediately, that would be a different story. But now they might actually pay for it. Oh my god, this so... Sexy plays! Yeah, they go in, they set the 7-sided up, and now we have it. Problem is that Karazim is a little bit low on mana. He needs to be really careful. He's not the only one. And I think they're going to get this one. Urel has other plans, though. Urel wants to go in. 4 versus 5. Tries to steal it. And... Uh-oh. 4 versus 5. Still. 4 versus 5. No mana. Li Ming. Tobos is dead. Sanctification. And there's the triple kill. Haha. 3 kills, the boss is claimed, and Team Quack did not lose a single hero. Let's be honest for just a moment here. That could have backfired hard. The sanctification came online just in time. If that cooldown would have been another 5 seconds, then this would probably have ended with a total disaster for Team Quack. I mean, clutch call right there. But they made it. They rotated to the boss maybe a little bit too late. But now they curse the opponent. They get mad value at the bot lane. There's even ETC coming. Oh no! Li Ming gets out! Oh my god. Tobos. Jesus. If he doesn't get out there, it's a 3-man mosh. Instead, we have Jana about to fall. In comes the goat. Hoops first. Takes her down. But just look at this disaster. Jesus. Greymane dead. Mal'Ganis bad. Urel dead, and in the meantime, Tyrael is just moving around here and is trying to catch as much experience as he possibly can. The fort at the top lane is going to fall, the one at the bottom is already eliminated, the one in the middle is also destroyed. What a game right now, holy shit. It's a little bit chaotic, but Team QuackNiix with 2-level lead, 4 kills ahead. Damn. The root on the boss definitely changing the fight down there, and also the fantastic wave of force that we had from Tobos after ETC went for the mosh pit. If he doesn't get out of the mosh pit range, that's 3 kills on the table for Team QuackNiix. They have nearly level 16, and honestly, they should be able to get the boss. Yes, 2 seconds. Here it is. I mean, that's an easy call. 16 talents come in. They have pretty much all the abilities that they need. 5 versus 5. Fuck it, let's go. They're actually trying to go for the goat too. Yeah, already hold the ground. Holy ground is going to be taken? No. Okay, they still have the 16 talent. They can make that play now. Yeah, we have already the numbing blast over here for additional utility on Jana. And I do not think that they are invading this. This is too risky. If you lose that fight, you are just doomed. So they will lose the boss, which could theoretically even end with the top keep falling on their end. But yeah, pretty impressive actually. Alright, top lane, there's the attack. 9 kills against 5. Off we go, let's make that play. Everybody is starting to move for the wall. Boss is coming in slowly, they need to be a little bit more careful. Mid lane, by the way, pushed by the camp down at the bottom of the map. Similar picture, only here the siege giants are doing the work. And now at the top, everybody is starting to go for the wall fight. 11 minutes in. Again, this is not a late game boss. This is not like a 20-minute boss. So this one doesn't really have... Oh, 7-sided bullet! Ah, Lauber gets out. Lauber gets out barely, but he makes it. Alright, Nano boost on Liming. Gets pushed back again. They're trying to make the play for the goat. They can't really get to her. Dino in trouble. A lot of trouble. But the keep is down to only 50%. There's a sanctification on the ground. They're still looking for an opportunity and they can't find it anymore. Fort in the middle is about to go down, by the way. Yeah, that mid lane Fort is... if it doesn't get destroyed here, then it's at least going to be insanely close. So, after all is said and done, the red team got a lot more value out of their mid lane bruiser camp than we saw from the boss at the top side. They're going to destroy that Fort just on the back of it. Down to the bottom of the map, we now see the wall destroy too. Greymane barely made it or down there, and another camp is about to be taken. As with level 16 talents, Team Lauber is trying to posture on the map, playing incredibly aggressive and trying to steal the camp away. Skog is there. Okay, they're going in. They're trying to steal the camp. Sammy is a little bit isolated. Ty needs to be careful. Seven-sided once again. They're going for the play. Ults are being used, and the camp has been taken. That means Spell Aura. Spell Aura is in. Karazim could try and make the play again. A bit more attack. Party time! And it gets interrupted once more. Lauber, on the other hand, he needs to be careful. So does Urel. Oh, the double kill. Can they make it a triple? Tobos! Oh, comes in and completely screws them up. Tobos with a reset value. Li Ming, this time she has the mana. 39,000 damage, 9 kills against 9. How many again? I actually don't know how many kills these guys have. Okay. 9 kills. Okay. I keep forgetting. Thanks for the reminder. But the push in the middle, that's something that someone has to reply to. Hello? Not her. Just not her. Just someone else. Someone else needs to deal with this. Team. Anna is just yelling. Anna is just like, boys, team, what are you doing? Oh, and it's down. Keep destroyed. Oh, yeah. Yeah, good old granny. Can't make that happen. Anna is sitting there just like, boys, I don't know what you're trying to do here, but I don't have the wave clear for this shit. So, yeah, the keep is down. I don't know. Keep's down, and everybody is just posturing around the boss now. Everybody wants to go into the party bush. Can't quite make that happen. Yeah, no. Good thought. Good idea. Not happening. So, right now, 18 versus 18. But to keep in the middle losing that, that's annoying. To say the least. That's very annoying. Well, everybody else is starting to jump in now. And with jumping in, I mean, that's about the bottom. Good. Not face checking. Always use the spells for this. Urel jumps in. ETC. Locked out against Urel. And they're still fine. Yeah. Holy ground being used. Bam. It could be the third tribute. There could be a curse, actually, against Team QuackNiix. Yeah, could be a curse. Doesn't have to be. Top lane catapults are also building up. Let's not forget about that. The fort has been eliminated on the red team side, so catapults are periodically spawning now. Okay. Yeah, the seven-sided again. Oh, not enough, but Urel nearly died. The fight is still going strong, though. Sanctification is still a tool that they have. Mosh Pit is also available. Here comes the Nano Boost and the Sanctification. Lauber. This time they take him. This time he's dead. The goat jumps in again. I don't know. They are still looking for that fight. I'm not quite sure if they really should. Yeah, the goat gets followed. They're trying to get the kill here. Yasu super aggressive. Skog got interrupted on the Mosh Pit. Short cooldown for him. They can go for the tribute now. Tyrael is already sneaking in. He's a little bit cautious, though. He doesn't have a lot of hit points. Like, be careful, my friend. Yeah, there they go. 5 versus 4, by the way. These guys have a pair of steel balls on them. I mean, I don't know, but you are man down, boys, so I'm not quite sure what you're trying to do. So, that's an easy kill. Now we have a 5 versus 3 on the map. Level 20 talents are also ready. That gives us Transgression. The rotation to the boss at the bottom of the map. Top boss is also up, just saying. I think they might try and get this even with Dino. Ooh, this is gonna be tricky. Can they rotate quick enough? I mean, if they rotate in time, can you imagine the slaughter? But yeah, Jimmy solves. Jimmy with Exterminator, he makes it happen. Bot lane boss has now been claimed. Top lane Ford is starting to get some damage pushed onto it. But yeah, bot lane, different story. Tribute is in again. Again, to curse tribute if Team Lauber takes it, but they don't have level 20. But of course, you want to go for keep now. And that's exactly where they're headed. With a level 20 talent advantage, hell yeah. Alright. 36,000 against 46,000. That boss is gonna go through that keep like it's nothing. Yeah, 11 kills against 9. Alright, let's make it happen. Can they even go for core? Party time gets interrupted again. Skog just has to play more around Li Ming. He can't just simply try and YOLO the mosh pit out the way that he does. Keep is down, and they actually stick around. They have Sanctification. Sanctification is up. They could go for the core here. They're trying to go for Urel, and that's a kill. That's a kill, and off we go. Greymane, a good Sanctification should seal the deal here. Boss is already doing some serious damage. Shield is about to go down. All right. Where's the Sanct when you need it? There it is. Greymane gets the damage in. They're looking good. Tobos needs to pop off if they want to save this game, but I don't think they can. QuackNiix is about to be destroyed, but the Tyrrell explosion would take the core down. This is game, ladies and gentlemen. Team QuackNiix with the 2-0 lead against Team Lauber. Game number 3. And I don't know, guys. I did not expect to head into this third map with a 2-0 lead for Team QuackNiix. Not that these guys are bad by any means. And Quack shot calling, of course, helps with a lot of it. But I expected Lauber's team with the lineup that he has here to put up more of a fight. So there's that. So it's a little bit surprising to me. Yeah, Zeratul gets banned. This time actually on... Oh, they switched the sides. That's a little bit weird. That's also a little bit inconsiderate. So I'm switching the overlay over in just a moment. But yeah, normally that doesn't happen. So don't get weirded out by that. I was for a second thinking, hey, why does actually the team that has the 2 best Zeratul players in Europe ban out Zeratul? That of course made no sense whatsoever. So I'm going to change that real quickly. But we have outside of that, Anna gets banned. We also have Zul getting banned out right now. And since this is a small map with also a lot of rotation potential, it could actually come to a pretty interesting situation when it comes to dynamic, because once that you get a bit of a snowball on this map, you can do a lot. And this hinges way more on team fights than other maps, and I think that Lauber's team thinks more or less like we've seen from Akka, that it's kind of important that you team fight against QuackNiix's team as much as you can. And again, QuackNiix's team has stepped it up completely when it comes to team fights. The entire setups that we had around Blessed Shield, and there we have it again on map number 1, showed that already very, very quickly. So there's that. If they can repeat that here and get these quick snap kills, that would be great for them. But I feel for that to happen, they need their Greymane again, and they need some burst damage. So maybe something along the lines of Greymane, Jana again would be great, just to get after a setup the immediate quick damage in on a single target and take it down. Rhaegar has already been banned, so Bloodlust is not going to be part of the equation over here. If you Gale into any kind of setup with especially Greymane, that would be right down Quark's wheelhouse. So it's one of the reasons why they play with Greymane. I wouldn't be horribly shocked to see Greymane at some point picked away early or even banned out against them, just simply because they're going to try and exploit that. But different path this time. We have Jimmy in, and we have Svampgrotta on Jana. So the Jana pick still coming in, as more or less expected, but we get Jimmy together with it. Exterminator against the Web Weavers is also going to be pretty strong here. So that's going to be nice for them. This is actually a good lineup. You're good at defending. You also have a tool that can allow you to take the boss. If you at any point have a situation where you get, let's say, 2 kills and you can rotate to the boss quickly, you can lock the boss in for yourselves. So that's pretty sweet too. But, well, let's have a look. There's actually the ban against Leo. Always amazing on this map. So there's that. And let's go what we have as the last ban here. Deathwing! Yeah, Deathwing banned out. And on the blue team side, what are we gonna get now? I like what we have for Team QuackNiix. On the blue team side, I really still wait for a little bit more utility. They need a bit more stuns. ETC, of course, is nice. I don't think he's going to get too much out of the mosh pit in most situations, but we still need a little bit more on the stun side in order to make this work. And we still have, of course, also support. I guess Malfurion would be great. Power slide into Roots. There he is. Chen on the off lane. Okay. And we can still play Blaze, so Jana could actually get some assistance here as we're heading into it. Well, assistance keeping the team alive, right? Get a bunker on the ground. Can play Malthael as well if you want. Urel is also up on the map, but there it is, Blaze. Okay, I like that. And now for Yasuo, we still need some support. And it's Lucio. Lucio for the sound barrier. This is, by the way, a cool skin. I don't really like Lucio all that much. I mean, you can argue about the tint, but the skin itself is actually pretty neat. I mean, Lucio has some really dope skins there. Last pick for map number 3. Theoretically, even the last map of the day, guys. That's pretty wild. And there he is, Hanzo. Hanzo gets picked. Alright, Tomb of Spider Queen. Game number 3 in this best of 5 series at the Inhouse League. Game on, everybody! Off we go. Team Lauber against Team QuackNiix. Over on the left side of the map, we have Team Lauber. Yeah, the bad boys switch position here, actually. We currently have Lauber on ETC. We have Tai on Chen, Dino on Junkrat, Khaldor on Malfurion, and Tobos on Hanzo. Seems like Team Lauber just said, you know what, guys? The blue team is winning all the time. We detect the trend here. We want to play on the blue team side and see if that changes things for us. Team QuackNiix, therefore, in the red on the right side with Quark on Reyna, Yasuo on Lucio, Skog on Johanna, Swamgrota on Jana, and Abla on Blaze. So, let's go. For now, as expected, again, Exterminator. Good against the Web Weavers, good for the wave clear, and more importantly, if you ever get access to the boss, you can, together with Jana, burst it down quite quickly and lock it in before your opponent can make the rotation. So that's something that they should definitely try and check out here. When it comes to the blue team, though, we are having a few options now for them when it comes to the follow-up on ETC and Malfurion. So there's definitely Lockdown, there's CC available to them. It also comes to... Ooh, nice, nice. Oh, on all sides, damn. That was actually a really good approach to try and take Johanna down, but also a nice reaction from QuackNiix's team, especially Lucio. But there is, of course, the other aspect to it, not only the wave clear that you want to bring to the table, because the wave clear battle, let's be honest, it's already been won by Team QuackNiix. They have better wave clear. Simple as that. That's not going to win them the game necessarily, but it's definitely going to make sure that they have good rotations going for them. The one thing that we still have to point out is the potential to interrupt turn-ins. And there is a lot on both sides. We have the Frostbolt, we have the Flashlight, there's also Blaze that can poke. But then you look over to Hanzo, the Moonfire on Malfurion, the grenades on Junkrat. There is a ton that can really piss you off and interrupt 6 days to Sunday if you are on the other team. So that's there. It's going to be an interesting one for sure. Team fights, that's a bit of a different question. And especially after level 10, if we see anything that is remotely on the same level of execution that we've witnessed in game number 1 of Team QuackNiix, then they have a chance to get a lot of quick kills in. If you get a Blessed Shield out and follow that up with a Blaze Jet Propulsion, there's tons of stun and CC that you can utilize to simply drop the Blizzard damage, get maybe a cone out, and also drop a bit of extra damage from Jimmy. Of course, what the blue team is also doing now, and you've probably already seen it a few times now, they're trying to play around the mines of Junkrat to just isolate a target and take it apart. And one of the things that is going to happen with that is there's this power slide into the mine and then playing around that. So, yes. If that ever comes into play, that's all that they really need to get a kill in. Hit the right target with it, and you have a freebie. Level 4 talents give us a cooldown reduction again with the Eternal Retaliation. Already, bot lane. That's where the Siege Shines are getting attacked. The rotation is in, and they have to get out. This is one of the most difficult lessons to learn in Heroes of the Storm, and I'm repeating myself. You see this even on higher level play that it oftentimes happens. If you try and just get that camp in, you already know they're rotating or you're suspecting. It's like, just a second, just like one more second. And nope, if you stay one more second, you are just going to die a painful death. So absolutely well done here. The correct play made as they retreat and simply give the Siege Giants up. At the same time, Dino is pushed into a corner, quite literally, and still survives. Could have been a kill, but he gets out. Yeah. In Germany you would say, mehr Glück als Verstand, but doesn't really matter. Bottom line is, he was able to make it out of that spot. And that's all that he really needs to do there. So good job by him. They're trying to go for ETC as Swamgrada turns in, but Lauber also survives. It's all about the gems right now. And we have 47 gems already turned in on the red team side, so good on them. And it gets a little bit dangerous. I honestly don't think that Lauber's team expected either to be in an 0-2 situation against Team QuackNiix, especially after yesterday. Because, again, against Makke's team, yes, they took some wins, but they struggled in very specific situations. And I think that Lauber and his boys just assumed that they would be able to play the exact same style that Makke played and make it really difficult for Team QuackNiix. And now they're 0-2 all of a sudden. So the Web Weavers are coming in for the red team first. Let's see if they can make that work. It is tricky. It's really dangerous right now for the team in blue. If they lose here, then they are 0-3 in this, and they need to win against Team Makke in order to take a good position in the league. So it will be a bit of a dicey group if it comes to that. But QuackNiix, they are riding that momentum train. They've started it on map number 1, and now they are riding that thing hard. I mean, already the mid lane is taking serious damage. We have Jana pushing through the top right now, trying to get that done too. The entire wall has fallen over here, and up at the top side, some damage against Dino. That's already nice, and they're trying to follow up with a little bit more after this as well. Looking pretty okay here. Doing their job and starting to get some serious work done against the second wall, nearly taking that one down too. And of course, Blaze has rotated between the lanes in the meantime. Has been able to do quite a bit of work there. But off we go. Now, right now, move towards the bottom of the map still. Trying to make their play over here. Abla is getting the experience. It's all about catching the lanes, right? Trying to get the gems. Currently, we have 42 already turned in for the blue team, as they're obviously attempting to respond in kind. There's not a single kill yet. We're 5 minutes and 30 in, and not a single kill in this game yet. That just shows you that both of the teams play very cautious right now. Dino has been in trouble several times topside because these rotations are sometimes hitting him hard, especially since Lucio can speed them up even more. But here we go. Bot lane, it's already happening. Blaze is already sitting tight there. Blue Web Weavers are coming down regardless, so the blue team has been able to turn in. Nice! Good penetrating round. ETC tries to slide in for the setup. Penetrating round stops him cold. Quark locked down for just a second by Malfurion, but still survives this too. But this second push could be interesting. There is a level 10 on the board now any second though. So it's a good talent to have just in time for the defense. And at least that first Web Weaver should therefore be taken out pretty easily. Unless, of course, they get the kill here. In this case, they don't. There's Hyperion. Oh, Malfurion! Lucio comes in and Jimmy takes him down. They get one kill and Dino still survives. Jesus Christ. Dino is absolutely insane at this point. Somehow that guy just doesn't die. He is unkillable somehow. So many times he was already incredibly low, but he's still able to survive through all of it. Now they're trying to make a play there. Good. Good job. Actually not face checking. Instead they're trying to go for Tai. Ooh, if he dies then they're in trouble. That's 33 gems that he's holding right now. Bot lane gets currently murdered, so that's a pretty sweet setup that they have. Yeah, good job by them. Over here, still a bit of aggression, but since they zone them out so heavily, it's pretty tricky. Lucio goes down on the left side, but still, it's all about the fort right now, and if they can take that, can't quite eliminate it, but it's down to, I mean, how many? 30% HP right now, maybe? So, yep. Barely keeping this in. Still the lead. Still, QuackNiix and his boys are still in the lead. It's a kill for a kill. So they just exchange kills, and we still have gems. And it's pretty much an identical number of gems that the two teams hold. I mean, one of the teams has already turned in a little bit more, but it's really the closest game so far in the early game, at least, that we've seen. And I like that a lot. It is a fun one. Yeah, they get the siege giants at the bottom of the map. Minions are pushing towards the fort at the same time. 36 gems for him. They have the Panda. The Panda needs to turn in. Panda needs to somehow turn in. If he doesn't, it's going to become a problem, and a big one at that. If they can kill him and guard the gems, that would be a disaster. Yeah, and the disaster might actually come just now. Oh my god. Oh, the arrow. 5-man arrow. The 5-man arrow. Sound barrier afterwards. Tranquility has been used too, but that was clutch. That was close. That could have backfired. That could have backfired heavily. Here comes the attack, and 14 hit points. Oh, the grenade. Nice. Yeah, 2 kills against 1 and the turn-in attempt. They got all the gems that they need. Get the gems right now, and you are good to go. Quest is also completed for ETC. All right, Team Lauber. Look at that. Starting to get slowly ahead. Step by step. Here we have it. 2 kills against 1. Ford is still in. It's not gonna last very long though. And camp is now taken together with it. Now, as I said previously, there is a certain amount of momentum that can be built up by QuackNiix and his team if they ever get to a position where they can go for the boss after a team fight that they secure for themselves. But right now they have to face the music, and that's not going to be all that easy. Level 13 talent will be ready for both teams, but it's going to be slightly faster for the blue team. So I think the mid Ford might suffer. Bot Ford is definitely dying. Bot Ford is a goner. That's not a question anymore. That's just a reality. Over here, though, with the Hyperion, they can zone this out. Do a pretty decent job with it. Okay, that's good damage that they get, but the Web Weaver is still in. Web Weaver is still in play, and the wall is down. Fountain is about to be destroyed. Ford takes damage. Jana still sitting at the top. So this is a 5 versus 4 setup on the attacker side. And let's go. Jana's done topside. Jana's done with this. Mid lane is also more or less defended, but the next minion wave is pushing in, and they're still trying to go for it. They need to come back if they want to defend this. Lauber is a bit low. Lauber gets stunned. Here we go. Again, Blessed Shield came out. There's the sound barrier. They follow up with the jet propulsion. And ETC. No way. No way. No way. These guys are unkillable. What the fuck? Barely Jana is making her way out of the fight. But how many times did we now see a hero walk away in the blue team side after he had absolutely no right to be alive anymore? It is incredible how clutch they're making these plays. Absolutely crazy. So what a defense. I mean, Dino several times in this game surviving with under 20, under 30 hit points. Now Lauber, the same thing. We saw Semi on, or Tai on his Chen, pretty much being in the same situation earlier, but this is getting bonkers. Now, the gem count is heavily in favor of Team QuackNiix now. We had 2 Web Weaver waves for Lauber's team and only 1 for the red team, so they can still get another one and draw even there. But this is kind of nuts. Okay. Over here, 2 versus 1 kills. What's the damage actually looking like now? 17,000. That's the top damage for the red team. 34,000. Literally double what we're seeing on the side of... yeah, of Hanzo. Again, Chen. Tons of damage against him, but not enough. Reptile. Pushing them out a little bit. There's the water elemental. They try to control Lauber again. Lauber. Uh-oh. Uh-oh. That's a problem. And he goes down. But does Johanna survive? That's the next question. Because, yes, the Iron Skin is there. They get the Iron Skin, but that's the kill. 2 kills against 2. Guys, we are nearly 12 minutes into this game, and we have currently just barely 4 kills. Could have been a lot more, of course. But yeah, 4 kills is all that we get. And now, of course, we have another set of Web Weavers coming in, and this time for the red team. So there is an opportunity. The opportunity to maybe make this happen. Maybe take a few structures down as well. Can they pull it off, though? Yeah, that's the question right now. Can they make the play here? I mean, they are going to try to push through the bottom of the map, I would assume. Rest of the team is in the middle, and actually Blaze pushes in for this as well. So the bot lane gets defended. They have to make their stand now over here, which they can definitely do. I mean, they got the tools here. All the tools are ready, and at least the fort has to fall. In an ideal world, they would try and get 2. Draw even in structures with the opponent. Early level 16 would, of course, help a lot with this. And they get it. They have the earlier level 16. 1 fort down. Top lane fort gets also attacked. Yeah, Yasu on his Lucio is still zipping around. There's the extra talent for them. And they got 2 forts destroyed. That's all that he can actually... I mean, you can't hope for much more. They got also, to be fair, the wall in the middle. So that one is severely damaged. So there's at least that happening. And they have another 70 gems. Yeah, the gems are definitely their ticket back into this game. And if they can turn this one into, that would be pretty fantastic. It's another 4 seconds. They are already sitting up at the top. There's not enough gems in the hands of Team Lauber to get another turn in for themselves. Yeah, but they can't turn it in. There's too many heroes that are just sitting around waiting to make a play here. So, not quite happening. Ah, well, there's a rotation. ETC. Careful. It's a mosh pit. Just imagine that in that close quarter, a mosh pit. That would absolutely ruin the day for QuackNiix and his boys. 16 talents are, of course, now ready for both teams. And both are trying to turn in now. There's still the boss. You get a few kills and you have the opportunity to go for the boss afterwards. But what a game. Jesus Christ. Third game. And for Lauber's team, it's do or die, right? I mean, either you win here or the series is over and Quark has bested you. They go again for Chen, the unkillable, who survives without any big problems right now. And now the move towards the turn-in spot again. They can't get a single one in. I mentioned it at the beginning of the game how many interrupts there are potentially on the blue team side, and it is pretty annoying to try and turn in against this onslaught. It's just a little bit too much to handle. So right now, on the other side, we see pretty much the same play. Yeah, they're trying to go for Jojo again. Not just now. Yeah, top side. It's a bit of a different story. They were trying to go for Junkrat, but they might be able to turn in here. At least the 11 that we have in scored. 44 gems have already been turned in. So there's that. Yeah, 44 gems delivered, but no kills just yet. 55 gems delivered. They need one more. One more gem is needed. That's all that they need right now. 5 gems. How did I end up with 1? Cast the math right here on stream. Yeah, 5 more gems. 1 more turn in is what I wanted to say. 1 more turn in and they got at least that. But here's the camp. Arrow. Oh, Blaze. No. 26 gems. Quark is getting... Take the big one. Take the big one. There we go. Quark is recovering most of it. Great play here. Great Hans arrow. That's a European arrow right there. Yeah, and of course now the turn-in is also on the way. So this is the moment where Team Lauber is trying to make their big play. Yeah, right now that's the opportunity, right? This is exactly what they waited for. This is exactly the chance that they get. Here comes the big push. Topside fort is falling. Bottom of the map will have to be defended later. Right now the focus is on the middle. Keep is under attack. They still play a 4 versus 5 defense. That makes things, of course, even more tricky for them. But I don't envy their position in the slightest. That keep is likely gonna fall now. Maybe not. No, don't have enough yet. Second attempt. Next minion wave is coming in. Jana has to rotate down to the bottom of the map. This keep is just getting murdered right now. 50% HP still remaining, but the pressure is building. And with Jana rotating to the bot side, it also means that top side is exposed. The wall is going to fall. I think the keep's going to be fine, but it's really the middle of the map that is the biggest issue. And Lauber is sitting tight, bottom of the map. Take the catapult down. Catapult has to be eliminated. Both of the keeps are low, but they haven't lost anything yet. As long as they can hold on to those keeps, they're still going to be fine. And they hold both of them. It's actually pretty impressive. That's actually really impressive. Both of the keeps are still in play. And you look at experience and it's still fine. The experience level is identical. Only 5 kills in this game. And look at the gems. It's not only that they only need 5 more gems to get a turn in. They have also another 50 to spare, pretty much. So this is gonna get interesting. Next Web Weaver wave could theoretically take keeps down on the side of Team Lauber as well. This is gonna go down to the wire. This is a really clutch one. And the good thing for Team QuackNiix is they don't have to be afraid of another turn-in on the blue team side for quite some time now. Siege Giants, that's a different story though. Blaze is the one taking care of it. Jana would be too easy a victim to go up against. So everybody's sitting at the top now. They're even thinking about going for the boss. Like everybody's just checking boss, checking boss, checking boss. Is their vision. It's a play around vision now. Where is our opponent? What are they doing? Where are they jumping in with this? What kind of aggression are we going to see? And keep those lanes clean. Keep the lanes clean as you can. Need to make sure that those keeps are not falling to catapults. 3 kills against 2. 20 versus 20 right now. Yeah, off we go. Bullseye's in. Ooh, Lauber, they want the win now. Just look at them. They're looking, like, honestly, they're just lurking the entire time now. For one hero to overstep just a little bit, for another camp that they can take to set up another push. They're lurking the entire time, and the more this stretches out, the more gems they have, and once they have their 65, they have another opportunity to get a turn in, which puts another problem onto the map for Team QuackNiix. God, this is close. 5 kills only. I still can't believe how many times we've seen Lauber's teammates walk away with pretty much no HP. Yeah, good. Double checking over here. Quark himself has 36 gems. I mean, he recovered a lot of the gems that Blaze lost earlier today. Okay, they pushed the lanes out. Finally. Abla's coming in with his jet propulsion, or could. QuackNiix is about to turn in. QuackNiix is trying to turn in. The Panda's going for the interrupt, and they can't. Once again interrupted. Look at Jojo. She's low. She's really low right now. Need that burst heal. Can't get it though. Rotation down to the bottom. Another attempt to turn in. But they're just playing around the turn-in points now. Yeah, Reptile. Good damage. Not enough. Arrow hits Blaze. Gets boop back. No, doesn't. New Habits is there and he gets the unstoppable frames. Uh-oh. Might have to drop the ult after all. Oh, and he gets out. Oh my god. Abla with the balls of steel there too. Jana, by the way, hasn't completed her baseline yet. Yeah, Jana does not have an ice block. It's impressive how well Lauber controls this map now with his team. The turn-in points, fully controlled. And they're starting to get to a level where they might actually have enough gems for another turn-in. They're not there yet. Not yet. But they're getting closer and closer and closer. Okay, over here. Is that the setup? Panda ult is through. Hyperion is in. Reptile comes in too. Sound Barrier and Swampgrota survives. Swampgrota survives. Gets the hit points back. Oh! And the Riptire is eliminated. Oh, that was clutch. But this is a different story. Does he have Indestructible? He does indeed. Problem is that Lucio is low. Run, baby, run! And he gets out. No, maybe. Yes, Dino with the chase. Yazoo. Alright, Skater boy. Avril would be impressed. What a game. 87 gems. They have 2 turn-ins in their hands. 2 turn-ins is what they're currently holding here. God, this is bananas. Yeah, the camp, by the way, is pushing through the middle still. Or at least a part of it. And up at the top, here we go again. Yeah, has the sound barrier ready. Come on, boys. Who gets the next kill? Honestly, the next kill, it might not decide the game, but it could shift the entire momentum here. Swampgrota, there it is, finally. Red team gets the Web Weaver wave. Now you, of course, have to do something with it. Oh my god, can they? No, Blessed Shield got interrupted. Oh, the kill, EDC is dead. Oh my god, this could shift the momentum so hard. Web Weaver wave plus kill doesn't get much better than that in this situation. Down at the bottom of the map, here's the Web Weaver. Keep barely surviving thanks to that. Web Weaver's not going to do anything but defend the lane. They need to go to the top. They need to go to the top as quickly as they can and try to help out over here. But instead, they're going for the middle. They try to create 2 pressure points against the opponent. Bot lane, screw it. That thing just survives. That's just defense. It's all that they can do. Top side, time wasted. Keep in the middle is going to fall. They get the keep. They will get the keep here. They're actually ahead in structures right now, but how far can they go? Can they go for the core? They take Chen down. 2 heroes dead. The front line is gone. Guys, did they just pull it off? Did they actually just pull this off? Oh, unbelievable. What is happening here? Seriously. 3 kills against 4. They're trying to go for the core. The Riptide is coming out again. A Blessed Shield interrupts most of it. Hyperion comes in too. ETC is back. The Monster Mosh. Oh, it gets interrupted. It gets interrupted by Yasuo. Jimmy is down. The core at 50. Oh, Abla. 20%. 20. They're down to 10. 10. They're dying. They're dying. They're dying. But they make it happen. A 3-0 victory for Team QuackNiix against Team Lauber in the in-house league. Holy shit.
Thank you everybody for watching the video today. I hope that you enjoyed the show and the commentary. And keep in mind that the spoiler protection that is going to run for the rest of the video is made possible by all the support on patreon.com. So guys, if you want to support my work, if you want to help me start new projects and keep the spoiler protection in place, please consider heading over to patreon.com/Khaldor. There's also a link in the YouTube description and check that out. Thanks in advance, and see you guys next time with more esports coverage here on Khaldor TV. Have a great day.